Hello, it's Pastor Gray. Welcome to Encouragement at Emmanuel. This is going to be kind of a different broadcast today due to a schedule conflict. I am not in the studios today, but we did want you to see a throwback. The whole reason Encouragement at Emmanuel got started, the whole reason we started doing this was because of the pandemic. We found ourselves out of touch with the members. Everybody was discouraged, and so we thought, let's just get live. Let's go online. Let's do some encouraging things. And back during those days, sometimes it's like that now. Honestly, it was every day. We would run up to the church. We would run down the hallway. We'd slide in front of that camera and act like nothing was going wrong. And then Brother Jordan would hit go and we'd go live. It was so much. It was crude in its setup. We were just in a little bitty closet. And we were having a good time each and every day. And then we started kind of weaning it off there. And then we stopped it because everybody was back to a schedule. And that's why we started back up Encouragement at Emmanuel, because we just wanted to be an encouragement, and hopefully, prayerfully, it has been. I've enjoyed these times. But today, because of a schedule conflict, I'm coming to you we're going all the way back. So I have left this up to Brother Jordan to make an editor's choice of what episode that he would air. So how about we have a throwback today? God bless you. We'll be back live next week. But enjoy a previously recorded broadcast from during the pandemic. God bless you.
My work is done. God made a way for me. Beyond the crystal sea, He's coming back someday. He's gonna take me home to stay. I'll live forevermore. All along the golden shore. What a wonderful happy day. God made a way. Soon my mansion will be ready, I'll be going home. Never more to be discouraged, never more to roam. And on some happy morning when the dead in Christ shall rise, and I'll go to meet my Lord up yonder in the skies. Made a way for me. Beyond the crystal sea, He's coming back someday. He's gonna take me home to stay. I'll live forevermore. All along the golden shore. What a wonderful happy day. God made a way. God made a way for me beyond the crystal sea. He's coming back someday. He's gonna take me home to stay. I'll live forevermore. All along the golden shore. Oh, what a wonderful happy day. God made a way. Marvelous, infinite, beautiful, glorious, wonderful, happy day. God made a way.
Hey, welcome Emmanuel. What a beautiful spring day. And I'm looking at everybody who's logged in. And Brother Londo is enjoying a day off. And then Miss Martinez is taking care of her husband, or her husband is just taking care of everybody from his lazy chair. And then Miss Julie, tell everybody there at the house that I said hello. And then, of course, the Greens, and then the little Texan right there. And so we appreciate everybody. Brother Camadiner is letting us know that on April the 23rd, he will turn, what, Brother Camadiner? You will turn 57. So I think he's telling us to get a 22-day head start on remembering his birthday. Hey, I want to tell you that the governor kind of came through on a recent announcement. I don't know if you saw that, but members at Emmanuel in East Texas, he has cleared the way for us to have in a drive-in service. And so I want to show you his announcement from yesterday, and then I'll come back and elaborate on what that means for Emmanuel Baptist here of Longview. So Brother Jordan, go ahead and take us to the governor.
In-person contact with others. Also importantly, religious activities may continue, but should either be conducted by remote services or, if conducted in person, should be consistent with the guidelines from the President and the CDC that describe appropriate social distancing to to prevent the spread of COVID-19. An example of a type of service I've heard about that some churches are interested in having, especially at the time of Easter, would be what's called drive-up services, where the family unit would remain contained in a car that they drive in and would not expose themselves to others. That seems like it would satisfy the criteria that we're talking about. Importantly,
so there you go, Emmanuel. He has made it possible for us to hold a drive-in service. So we're working hard to make our very first service we do that our Easter service. So we have to order some equipment and get that equipment in to get this done. But we should have that equipment in a couple of days. We will test it to make sure that everybody is going to be safe. Now, we're still underneath a mandatory sheltering. I texted our mayor this morning, and Mayor Mack was so gracious as to say, yes, we will follow the governor's guidelines. And I think he said as long as everybody stays in their car, that we should be okay. So, Emmanuel, be ready for an announcement that we will make here on the broadcast in the next couple of days and or at church. So don't forget about church tonight at 7, and we'll have another virtual offering. And then Sunday morning at 11, Sunday night at 5, and then next Wednesday at 7, and then we will be Easter Sunday morning, and I am looking forward to that. In addition, the next couple of days, we're going to hold virtual prayer parties. And what that's going to happen is we're going to roll out to where we can sign up for an event. We're looking for the right platform to where a leader can hold a prayer party for everybody to get together. And when I say everybody, probably be limited to 10 people, to where we can start having interaction with your class, with your friends. I want the Sunday school teachers to be able to interact with their classes. And so we're trying to get that all together and get that done. So I just want to make you aware that we're trying to stay within the guidelines, trying to get this done. Because East Texas, know this, God's in control. We're going to get through this. And on the other side of this COVID-19, we're going to have Lord 20. How about that? We're just going to live for the Lord the rest of this year. Everybody needs humor. My son-in-law sent me this clip that I thought you would enjoy. You know, humor comes out of being quarantined, and I love it when people can find humor among the day-to-day drudgeries. So, Brother Jordan, go ahead and roll that humor for the day. Now, that's not my house. That's not my house. In fact, I'm going to let Miss Kelly kind of pick what our house looks like. Because our house, we never do that at all. Because when we do that kind of stuff, we actually bite each other. No, I'm just kidding. But if that is you, dear married couple, then we can do a Skype marriage counseling if you need that. So please just let me know. But I thought that would be kind of funny right there. Hey, birthday today. Are you ready? Israel Perez Jr. And happy birthday. There he is waving at you on the screen. And so I love Israel. Let me tell you something. His smile is infectious, and he is just a great guy to be around. He's the kind of guy that you want to walk up and you just want to hug. And he's like a big teddy bear. But let me give you a good piece of advice. Don't hug him. So he may hug you. But we love Israel, and we appreciate Israel very much. It's amazing to me that God is still working in our church. And a family joined our church by proxy. They have been coming for a while now, and God has allowed them to stay in the East Texas area. And so I would like to welcome, and I'll show you the pictures tonight at church, but I would like to welcome the Turnbull family, and they are just a wonderful family. This is the family that I get to say all their names. I will do that tonight because it's going to take me all afternoon to remember everybody. But I am going to send out a mass text with this information on it. But please, members, reach out to them. Let them know, welcome to Emmanuel. So it's always nice to know that even during this time of this COVID-19, that Emmanuel Baptist is still growing and God is still blessing us everywhere that we go. Our encouragement today comes from my wife. So my wife right now is on location there at our home. And so we're going to bring her in. And this is my chance to kind of give her a hard time, ask her questions. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?
I'm great. Good morning out there in social distancing land.
So tell me, you saw the video of those two canines going at it. That's not us, is it?
Never.
Never. We never. Our marriage is how would you describe our marriage, sweetheart?
It is just undescribable.
That's not even right. That's not even right. Well, yesterday, sweetheart, I heard from some of our ladies that they said, you know, we love Pastor, but we really need a woman's perspective and some encouragement. So I think your audience today is about 73 people here on YouTube, and I'm not quite sure what's going on over in Facebook. But, sweetheart, would you just kind of give our ladies, even maybe our husbands, our men, our children, give us some encouragement?
Okay, well, if this COVID-19 is not going to kill me, the extracurricular activities we're doing are going to. We bought some bikes several months ago because they were 75% off, and we brought them home and we hung them up in the garage. And when our kids are come over, they're like, I didn't know y'all rode bikes. Well, we don't. But last night I said, let's start doing something every day that we normally wouldn't ordinarily do. So we decided to take a bike ride. And it was fun. We went down to the end of the street and back, and then someone decided to go down a dirt road and go around our property. And this morning, well, I'm going to the chiropractor this afternoon.
Hold it. Time out.
No, one more thing, dear. And while I had to get out this morning, what better place to tell your husband that, you know, when I was backing out of the garage, I failed to put the door up.
No.
And it just crunched it a little bit. But I was so exhausted, I forgot to put the garage door up. And
Kelly, Jane,
I think Jordan has a picture.
Is he? Are you serious?
I am. I'm sorry. Do you see the picture? It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's hanging.
Well, it didn't do much damage
Kelly,
to the car.
Listen, are you serious?
Hey, honey, April Fools.
No! Don't do that to me. Okay, that's not right. That's not right. That is not right.
Because I have a track record.
Yes, she does. And stop. And the thing that makes that's not right. The thing that makes this so real right now in my world is a couple of months ago, our garage door was sitting like this. And it was like, how does it get this way? So my biggest fear is that was wrong.
Gotcha.
That
April
was
Fools. Happy
wrong.
April Fool's Day.
Hey, happy April Fools to you too. Hey, babe.
Ladies out there, try an April Fool's joke on your husband.
Now that my heart has been encouraged that you lied, would you encourage us, sweetheart? Go ahead.
Okay, I will definitely encourage you. So we can all settle down. um, yesterday I was reading in Second Kings 6 and verse 7. Well, 6 verse 16 and 17, and it said, "And he answered, Fear not, for they that be with us are more than they that be with them." And Elisha prayed and said, "Lord, I pray thee, open his eyes that he may see." And the Lord opened the eyes of the young man, and he saw, and behold, the mountain was full of horses, chariots of fire, and round about Elisha. And I thought, what a good couple of verses to read about the servant, that, he was not encouraged that there was help for them, but help was just right around the horizon, right around the mountains. There was horses, there was chariots, and they were there to protect him. And just like God is there to protect us through these days, he supplied us with food and raiment. In James chapter 6, I believe, it talks about, that's all the Lord guarantees us is food and raiment. And we all have food and raiment. And there is help just around the horizon. Our hope is in the Lord. And I had a lady texting me last night that works in the medical field, and she said, everybody is grumpy at the hospital. And I said, because they have no hope. That we have hope in Jesus Christ, that is, if this is to really turn worse, how much worse can it be for a Christian that we would get to go to heaven?
Yeah.
And so we just need to encourage those around us who have no hope and give them the gospel, and do something for those in our church and our community. I've been baking. I've made some chocolate chip cookies. I made some pumpkin bread. I keep having to make more and more because somebody keeps coming in the kitchen. But
move on.
If we can just give something little like that to someone to encourage them, call them, text them. Our older people really are encouraged when they get visits from us, but we know we need to stay away because they are susceptible more than we are. And a text, a phone call would do so much for somebody's spirit that is getting depressed and getting, very discouraged in these times. We have so many different scenarios where somebody who may have lost their job, or a lady came in yesterday to do some home health on RG, and she said, the insurance companies are not wanting us to go into homes and do therapy because they don't want us to bring something into the home. So she had told me she already had to apply for unemployment, even though she only has a few visits. And then there's those that are working at Walmart and different places that are working so many hours, they're exhausted. And so we all have different things we're going through, but if we can just encourage those around us, even though we may need encouragement, we get more encouraged when we help someone else to see that we brighten their day, and that, like in the book of 2 Kings, that we don't need to fear. Our help is right around the horizon, and it's right there through the mountains that God's going to come through for us like he always has. So that's my word of encouragement for the day.
There you go. Well, I'll tell you that, wives, let me just encourage you that spend a little bit of time and just encourage your husband. And I think that any time that you can suggest things, because a husband, and Kelly will tell you this, that when I get out, I want to come home and I want to stay home. And it takes my wife going, come on, I need socializing. And although we have to stay socially distant, I think that we can't do that within our home. We're not restricted to our home. We're just restricted to where there's large gatherings. So I thank my wife for like, come on, let's go. Let's get on those bikes and let's go. Now, we got church tonight, so I'm not quite sure what's going to happen before or after church. But at least I know this. I won't destroy a garage door, that's for sure. But anyway, sweetheart, we love you, and thank you very much for who you are, and for loving the ladies, and loving our church, and loving me.
We sure miss them, and we miss our hugs. We can do air hugs now, high five, air high five, but just don't forget to sanitize and wash your hands. And we think that we're not going to get sick, but don't we all know someone who maybe knows someone who's been sick? And that could be us. And if we don't start listening to what the government tells us to do, they're not, saying you have to do this or else you'll die. They're giving these suggestions for us. And what better way with a handicapped son? My fear is that if somebody comes in with something, so I need to keep him away from as many people as possible. Just hearing that they're not even letting loved ones go to the hospital. Last night I was reading an article, and I'm thinking to myself, what would happen if RG got sick and had to go in the hospital? I would sacrifice my life, and I would go with them, whether they like it or not. And I would be there for him, because he would not understand the surroundings and the world that he would have to live in by himself. So that makes me more cautious of washing my hands, going to the store, putting gloves on, not going to the store unnecessarily for grapes or just a bag of grapes. But sanitizing, when you push the buttons on your little keypad to put your code in, use gloves. You don't know how many people have touched that. And it's those little things that are going to help us. And my husband is not excited that I'm doing this because I'm preaching to him. But he's around a lot of people.
Discouragement at Emmanuel. That's what we're going to call this.
Well, be encouraged. The more you are aware of your surroundings, the better and faster this will get through the United States.
Yes.
So I love you. And thank you for my husband for being there for our church members and those around the country who enjoy just being encouraged and trying to hold the church together in this time. I just feel like we're going to be stronger and better for the Lord and realize what we have had and what we have taken for granted. So I love you, and y'all have a great day.
Thank you, sweetheart. And I'll be home here shortly. Bye.
Goodbye.
Here at Encouragement at Emmanuel, we want you to know that we love you. And I know my words you hear all the time. My voice you hear all the time. And so it's my goal to get different people on just to give us encouragement. So tomorrow we'll have somebody else on. And then Saturday, now of course Sunday we won't come to you on this broadcast because we'll be in church twice. We're going to end this. I've gone about 2 minutes over my 15 to 20 minute segment here. I love you, Emmanuel. Tonight, 7 o'clock, I will see you right at 7. We'll continue the Bible study tonight. God bless you. Stay safe. And remember, the Lord is with us. Emmanuel, God with us. God bless you. See you tonight.
Happy day, God made a way. I am going to that city far beyond the sky. I have made my reservation for my home on high. My soul was bought at Calvary by the Father's only Son, and He has my mansion ready when my work is done.
God made a way for me beyond the crystal sea. He's coming back someday. He's gonna take me home to stay. I'll live forevermore. All along the golden shore. What a wonderful
happy day, God made a way. Soon my mansion will be ready. I'll be going home. Never more to be discouraged, never more to roam. And on some happy morning when the dead in Christ shall rise, and I'll go to meet my Lord up yonder in the skies.
God
made a way for me
beyond the crystal sea. He's coming back someday. He's gonna take me home to stay. I'll live forevermore. All along the golden shore. What a wonderful
happy day, God made a way.
God made a way for me to be on the crystal sea. He's coming back someday. He's gonna take me home to stay. I'll live forevermore. All along the golden shore. Oh, what a wonderful happy day.
God made a way. Marvelous, infinite, beautiful, glorious, wonderful, happy day. God made a way.